Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user North Network 1627. Am I the a-hole for refusing to marry my girlfriend? I, 22 male, have been dating Emily, 19 female, for maybe around a year and a half. We met because she was my youngest brother's friend and somehow we ended up getting pretty close. She's this sweet and pretty girl with a heart of gold. Genuinely, nothing can describe how beautiful she is. Sweetest thing ever, I'm telling you. Recently, I have graduated college and got a job, so I decided to get my own place. My girlfriend immediately suggested to move in with me since my place is closer to her campus too. I was fine with it, but her parents weren't. Her parents immediately got mad and insisted I was destroying her innocence. This was really confusing to me because she had a whole pregnancy scare with her ex when she was 15. I think us moving in is really mild in comparison. Besides that, it is really just for convenience. Her house is at least a 2-hour drive away from her place and the dorms are just really gross. My girlfriend is a little bit of a germaphobe and thinks sharing the showers with so many people is icky, and I totally get her. Emily is obviously upset and is trying to get her parents to let her move in, but they're unwilling to budge. In the end, they came to the conclusion that the only way they'll let her stay with me is if we get married to avoid having a bastard child. I was a little appalled by this, as I have always been very insistent on using protection, even more than Emily at times. I get where they're coming from, but I still feel like this is a little crazy. After that, I thought Emily would just stay in the dorms or rent a place with a few friends. Instead, I receive a text from her a few days later while I'm at work, asking when we're getting married. I was gobsmacked. Although I am pretty sure Emily is the love of my life, she's still 19 and that's pretty damn young. I don't want to marry her when she's still so young and probably riding off emotions. Especially because there have been instances where she has done stuff just to piss her parents off. This definitely feels like one of them. I immediately tell her how I felt and asked her if we could talk about it instead of basically eloping. She immediately got defensive and started talking about how much she loved me and how she wanted me to see her point of view. I was dumbfounded, to be honest. After I refused a few more times, she just got mad and became really cold. I thought it would just be a usual argument, but she actually got her friend to text me and tell me how I was such a big douche for not wanting to marry her. Besides the fact that we're so young, we haven't been dating for very long too. I don't think a year is good enough for marriage unless you're really sure. She's still in college too. All of this is making me really icky towards marrying her. I really love her and stuff, but it's definitely too soon. I am not sure what to do anymore. I feel lost and weird about this whole situation. I don't want to lose Emily too. She's genuinely so special to me. Am I the a-hole? By the way, some context that I forgot to put in initially, everyone in her family marries really young. She's the youngest of 5 and all her siblings got married around the age of 18 to 22. It's just expected for them already. Emily has always been kind of a late bloomer to say since she broke up with her ex unlike her siblings. They all married their high school sweethearts. Them marrying young definitely has to do with their parents, because I used to be in the same class as her older brother and he was stressing all of senior year, all because his girlfriend wanted to break up and he was afraid he wouldn't be able to marry young enough. It all feels really dystopian to me, but to each their own. Wow, no, OP, you're not the a-hole. You're the only one here showing maturity and restraint. Emily's push for marriage isn't about love, it's about pressure. Her family treats marriage like a deadline and she's reacting, not deciding. And let me just say that the evidence of all of this is the fact that Emily texted you, when are we gonna get married? And honestly, that doesn't sound like a proposal to me. It doesn't sound like an invitation to plan a future together. It wasn't even something that organically came after a deep talk about commitment or timing or the future. OP, you're absolutely right to pause. Love without boundaries leads to resentment. Her getting defensive and dragging in a friend to shame you? That's not how grown-ups handle commitment. If she's marrying to defy her parents or meet family expectations, it's the wrong reason and you'll be the one living with the fallout. So stand firm, OP. If she can't discuss this calmly and honestly, the relationship isn't ready for marriage. You're not cold, you're being responsible. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Not the a-hole, dude. Emily only wants to marry you to get away from her parents. She sees marriage as a way out. Don't marry her. I know personally of several young ladies who got married just because they no longer wanted to live with their parents, and all of their marriages ended in divorce after a few years. Emily is not ready to be married. Just say no. Don't be guilted or bullied by the flying monkeys, family, or friends. Ignore them. Congratulations on graduating. And Dopey responds, will do, dude. Cool emojis. Thanks for the congratulations. This week in the Regency says, you sound like you're a sensible and thoughtful person. Your decision is 100% right. Marriage so soon and for such a stupid reason, it's not going to end well. Just be careful. Double that protection. Emily is desperate, but that's a terrible reason to marry. She needs to either stand up to her parents and move in with you, or get a job so she doesn't have to live in the dorm. But either way, it's her job to sort out her life, not yours. In 5 years, she'll be thanking you for not marrying her now, not the a-hole. And Beach in Life 1 says, she is not mature enough to get married. She literally wants you to marry her for a place to stay. I mean, get real. Don't marry her, and at this point, I would not have sex with her again. Don't trust her for birth control, and don't let her have access to your protection either. I mean, the obvious thing would have been to get a dorm room, but stay at your place most of the time. The fact that she didn't come up with this herself and not go asking her parents for permission to move in with you says a lot. She's not ready for marriage, and quite frankly, you are pretty young yourself. I would not be looking for marriage for a few more years if I were you. You are just getting your real life started and need to find your own footing before adding another person. I would be taking a long step back from this one. Additional information from OP's comments. Emily is on a scholarship, very proud of her, but her living expenses aren't included. That's where her parents' money comes in. They are also pretty obviously adamant on me being the wrong guy. She is already working a part-time job to help pay what she can, but her parents are kinda against that too. Melting smiley face. Now here is the thing that escaped me, but your comments gave me. I was under the understanding that Emily is infertile. This is why her pregnancy scare was just a scare, and also how she found out. But then some of you pointed out what her parents said about a bastard child, and holy crap, I honestly didn't even realize that. They said it in passing, and I really didn't pay that much attention to it because I was so caught up with everything. I will definitely talk to her about it because for some reason that completely slipped my mind. Thank you so much. So the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that they're both too young to get married. And the comments were able to raise a flag that OP hadn't seen. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. Holy crap, definitely did not expect to see that post blow up so much, but thanks. Let me set something straight first. Somewhere deep in the comments, I mentioned that Emily was infertile, and a very nice person helped me realize Emily's parents saying something contradictory to that. I genuinely don't know how that happened, but I talked to Emily, who I thought was in fact not fertile. I am the dumbest person alive apparently, because turns out she was talking about her friend who just found out she was infertile, and I just wasn't listening carefully, so I thought she was just dropping that bomb on me all casually. At least she knows I won't judge her if she does become infertile in the future. She seemed really chill about it when I told her, so I didn't think she cared that much, so I didn't either. Very dumb of me, I know. Next thing, I am starting to think me and Emily are terrible at communicating. She got her friend to text me because her phone died. I definitely exaggerated the context of the text because I was pretty damn mad when I was writing it, lol. Don't worry, I am calmer now and I have checked that everything in this post is fact, not fiction. I also talked to her on the marriage thing too, obviously. She admitted that she was really tired of her parents. Turns out they've been trying to get her to break up with me and get back with her ex because he has better genes and will not ruin her genetics. I genuinely laughed in her face when I heard it. So no, we're not getting married, and no, we're not breaking up. She will be staying in the dorms until she can move away from her parents more because they've really been having her on a death grip. They say if she chooses to stay with me, she'll be out of the will. I was honestly so mad I was about to find them and give them an earful. Emily has apologized repeatedly for how she acted. For those of you who says she's going to baby trap me, she won't, rest assured. She's in college, she does not have time to be taking care of a baby. I can assure you, she loves me very much. We both have a common enemy, and it's her parents. Both me and Emily are young and immature. We still have plenty of places to go and places to grow. A few bumps along the way won't deter us. Thank you for all the support, guys. I really appreciate the concern and everything. Well, OP, it's great to know that you guys talked, you cleared the air, and you guys saw the real issue, and it's her parents' control. So stay grounded, keep communicating better, and grow together. Love needs truth, not pressure. Keep choosing each other and not chaos. And on that note, here's wishing you the best, OP. Thanks so much for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user No One Will Ever Know. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my dad for getting my sister business class tickets, but not me? For context, my family is going on vacation to China. It's important to note that me, 17 female, and my mom, 47 female, are going to China earlier than my sister, 14 female, and my dad, 52 male, because she has a camp she wants to attend. So my father and my mother booked tickets separately. My dad decided to use all of his frequent flyer points to upgrade himself and my sister to premium economy on the way there, 12 hours, and business class on the way back, 14 hours. He sent a message after he did this to the family group chat without discussing it with anybody. My mother responded, asking if she should also upgrade to business class, which would leave me alone in economy because she wasn't planning on upgrading me. I was already really upset that my father had upgraded my sister and him without asking about it or considering other options, and then to see that my mom was just ready to upgrade herself and let me be the only one not in business class. I know this sounds super bratty, but I don't mind being in economy and I'm glad to get to go on a vacation. Anyhow, my father told my mom that because we booked the tickets together, she has to upgrade both of us. My mom realized then she doesn't have enough points to do that. But she had enough to upgrade both of us to premium economy, so she did that. Anyways, when I got home, I tried to confront my parents about this. I asked how they could without even trying to find a fair solution to this. My father just told me that life isn't fair. My mother said that I'm selfish and the a-hole for not being happy for them for getting to be in business class. This is when I started to lose it. How is it selfish that I just want to be treated equally as my sister? I mean, they could have worked out a fair solution, but they didn't even try. Like, my father could have gifted some of his points to my mom so that she also could have upgraded both of us to business class too. In this case, we would have all flown there in economy and back in business. I don't understand how they don't see how it's unfair that my sister and my father get upgraded for both ways and they wouldn't have even upgraded me if my mother wasn't forced to. I don't get how they could tell me I'm selfish for not being happy when they would have upgraded everyone but me without a second thought. I told them that it's bad parenting giving another child so much more and just stating the other child could be happy about it. Even my sister agreed with me, stating that their behavior was rude. I think my parents can use their points on themselves because it's their money and I wouldn't mind if they only upgraded themselves. It's just the fact that they have 2 children and they would leave the other one out when there were other solutions. Also, I'm actually not jealous about my sister. I'm just hurt they wouldn't try to work out a solution. This truly isn't about me complaining about being in economy. I don't care about that. I'm just sad they would treat us differently. Am I being dramatic here? Am I the a-hole for yelling at my parents? OP, you're not dramatic or selfish, you're hurt, and rightfully so. This wasn't about seats, it was about being excluded without a second thought. And I'm sorry, but your dad's life isn't fair excuse? That's just lazy. Your mom calling you selfish? That's absolute deflection because she wanted to upgrade herself without thinking about you. You weren't upset about economy, you were upset no one even considered your feelings. OP, this was your parents' failure. It wasn't a tantrum by you. You stood up for fairness. Even your sister backed you up and agreed with you. So stay grounded. You're not the problem here. Your parents need to do better. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And now let's check out the community comments. Banter127 says, not the a-hole. Is it a privileged thing? Yes, but the point still stands. You aren't an a-hole and your parents were absolutely unfair and rude to you. Their comment of life isn't fair was a BS excuse that was trying to be hidden as a life lesson. It's refreshing to hear that your sister is on your side. Best of luck. Blue PVT Storm says, not the a-hole. For anyone who has done the 14 hours in business, you would be pissed too if you had to do it in economy. Also, the 14-year-old is being treated better than the older sibling. There are times when things like age should have some bearing, and I feel like the older sibling should get the benefit of upgraded privileges. They also didn't try to figure anything out. Amphitrite 227204 says, surprised about how many think you are the a-hole, but then it reflects a similar situation I had recently where people think only of the, oh, what a shame you're flying to X country whilst I'm at home. Then they ignore the bigger picture. I said not the a-hole. It's not about the flights or where you are going. It's about siblings being treated unequally and the lack of communication. He could have waited until a trip where you could all upgrade together or at least spoken about it with you both first. And Lila1720 says, not the a-hole. I read your post and actually comprehend your point, unlike others. Regardless of whether you are going to China, going on a quick flight somewhere else, literally going out for an ice cream cone and your sister gets 3 scoops, but your parents only shell out for 1 scoop for you, etc. It's really crappy that your parents support unequal treatment of their children. As a younger sibling to an older sister that seemed to always get something more or something better, I feel for you. Take a mental note and in the future, make sure you reciprocate energy as you deem appropriate. If it could be perceived as unfair, but it's what works best for you, oh well, don't feel guilty. Tell them to get over it because life isn't fair. OP's edit. For clarity, because I wrote it wrong at first, my father and my sister are flying premium economy there and business back. My mom and I are flying economy there and premium economy back. We're going there with different flights, but back on the same flight. And I forgot to mention, I don't know if it's important, but this is a family trip and I'm half Chinese. So we go to China every year or every other year to visit relatives. The solution that they could have done is my father gifts my mom points so that she can upgrade us to business. This way, both fly there with economy and back with business. Also, about the yelling, I did approach my parents calmly to ask about it. It was after they called me selfish that I started to raise my voice. They did too. Many people have noted that I get to go on vacation earlier, but I'll make something clear. My sister doesn't like China that much. She doesn't like big cities. She wouldn't go if it wasn't for seeing relatives. The community agrees on 2 things. UP is not the a-hole and the parents are doing a crappy job. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. Me and my sister came up with the solution. My sister and my mom are gonna swap seats on the way back. This way, my sister is still gonna be in premium economy on the way there and I won't, but at least it'll be more fair this way. I still feel a bit upset with my parents for not putting in the effort to think of this themselves, but I'll get over it. I'm glad that my sister sided with me, which I knew she would because I would have done the same thing for her, that's the thing. And I know she's still getting more than me too, but I also don't blame her at all. She also isn't that fond of China. She doesn't really like cities. She wouldn't go if it weren't for seeing relatives. OP, both you and your sister saw the imbalance, spoke up, and found a fair solution. You guys have a great bond, that's amazing. So stay grounded, you didn't overreact, you just wanted respect, and you earned it. So here's wishing you and your sister the best, OP, and hopefully you guys have an awesome holiday. Take care and thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.